For so long on Thursday night everything looked to be going smoothly for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. An early 2-0 lead, attackers finding form, tactical changes working. It was shaping up to be a routine European night. But rather than making short work of a two-legged tie, United now face a tricky second leg against Sevilla and a week that could define their season. As halves of football go, it was as bad as it gets. Progress in the Europa League and the FA Cup is now on the line next week, and United's place in the top four isn't yet secured. In fact, given they still have to play Tottenham, it's very much on the line. They could yet head to North London on Thursday, April 27 in 5th place. Ten Hag has enjoyed a hugely successful first season at Old Trafford and one trophy is already in the bag, but it does feel like the next week or so is when the very best managers truly prove their worth. It's not a week that will define Ten Hag at United, but it could be another chance to prove his own credentials. The loss of Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez to injury on Thursday night, on top of the absence of Marcus Rashford, is disastrous. United also went from having a chance to finish the tie-off to heading to Spain next week with it in the balance. Ten Hag sounded the rallying cry at his press conference on Friday, and he knows he needs his entire squad to step up now. "Every game is a battle. Every game is a fight, and you have to be ready for that fight," he said. "We have a squad. We have more than 11 starters. So now others are on, and when their time is there you have to show and contribute to the team. You have to be ready. That is what we expect and what we demand. Then you find excuses. If you want to find excuses you have to look for another club. When the moment is there you have to contribute, and that is what we demand." United could be without Tom Heaton, Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Scott McTominay, Alejandro Garnacho and Rashford for tomorrow's trip to Nottingham Forest. Bruno Fernandes is suspended for next week's second leg at the Roman Sanchez Pizjuan. What should have been a springtime stroll in Seville has turned into a serious stress test for Ten Hag's side after their late capitulation at Old Trafford. The hosts might be languishing in La Liga and still slightly fearful of relegation, but they will be backed by a fervent atmosphere and seem to have a mystical relationship with the Europa League. However, United fare in Spain will drain them of energy. They will return to Manchester in the early hours of Friday morning and head straight into preparations for Sunday's FA Cup semi-final against Brighton at Wembley. While Ten Hag's thoughts will only really turn to the Seagulls for one full training session, Roberto De Zerbi will have the entire week to prepare for what might be Brighton's biggest game of the season. De Zerbi has his team playing some excellent football based on some unusual tactics. The Italian is often fielding Alex McAllister and one of Ewan Ferguson and Danny Welbeck as no. 10s, with Caro Mitoma and Solly March making runs inside from the wings. With United often man-marking in midfield, it does feel like the kind of setup that could confuse. Liverpool had joy at Anfield by dropping Cody Gakpo into midfield and outnumbering United, giving the central defenders a decision to make. Ten Hag will have to find a solution to that, despite the limited preparation time and Brighton's advantage in freshness. He will also have to do without some vital players. Fernandes will return from his suspension and there is hope Rashford will be available. but Varane and Martinez could be out. That would mean Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof together for the Europa League quarter-final second leg against Sevilla, and then, given Maguire's suspension, Lindelof and Luke Shaw for the FA Cup semi-final. If World Cup winners Varane and Martinez have a history of winning, Maguire and Lindelof have been scarred by United's inability to get over the line. Maguire did come on the closing stages of the Carabao Cup final, but the Swede did not. They were regulars at the back in the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, when United regularly found a side too good from the quarter-finals onwards in cup competitions. That isn't just down to Maguire and Lindelof, of course, but the improvements in this squad are being tested by the injury crisis now. The second half against Sevilla at Old Trafford might yet have wrecked United's run-in. It's not difficult to envisage a scenario in which they are out of both cup competitions by the end of the week. Surviving in one would probably be an acceptable outcome. If they begin next week looking forward to a Europa League semi-final and an FA Cup final, then it will be another victory for Ten Hag and the management skills he has displayed in his first season at the club.
Now